Hi everybody, it's Rhonda Hagen. I am live here in my VIP group on Facebook. If you are watching live, make sure you throw me a little hello in the comments. If you watch later, throw me a hashtag replay. And if you are watching from Instagram or YouTube or TikTok and you have any questions, just throw them in the comments. I'm happy to answer. And if you like what you see, make sure you follow along or subscribe. Anyways, I'm here today. I'm glad this upside down. I wanted to show you a demo using our 15th selection of our 24 Steeps, Sipology's 24 Steeps. It's a holiday macchiato. It is one of my favorites. It's a pu'er tea, and I love it because you can steep it multiple times. You can steep it up to 3 times, and it does retain a lot of flavor. The ingredients for this are, of course, pu'er tea, cocoa beans, cinnamon pieces, pink peppercorns, calendula petals, and natural flavors. This collection makes about 72 to 96 cups of tea, and then a lot of them can be also multiple steeped, which is really nice. It does make a lot of tea, and it's a great selection, a great sampler. There's still some available if you want to order any. But yeah, so I am going to make different tonight, a different type of demo. So, hey Audrey, thank you. I do like blue. Okay, so I love my pu'er tea. So what I do is a lot of times I'll make a pot of it and I'll either sip on it throughout the day. Sometimes I have some leftover. So what do you do with that leftover tea? I also love it because I just keep the tea leaves in the infuser in that pot, and I'll make this again tomorrow, and I'll get another pot of another pot of tea out of this pot. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make actually a Frappuccino. So I have leftover tea, and I also have leftover latte froth that's just sitting here. I made it with almond milk, and I added some chocolate caramel mocha vitamin D boost and into my froth. And so I have that, and I have some leftover syrup actually from our peppermint mocha. I made a simple syrup from that. So I'm just mixing and matching my teas, and I love to play around with teas. So don't be afraid to play around with them. I use like a pretty standard recipe for my Frappuccinos, and then I just play around with what I've got. So instead of the syrup, you could totally use like maple syrup, you could use honey, you could use a different type of simple syrup that you've got at home, or you can make one, of course. Okay, so I've got my blender here. I'm making this Frappuccino, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour about half a cup of my cooled tea, leftover holiday macchiato, and then I'm going to add another half a cup of this almond milk vitamin D froth that I've left over here, and I'm gonna pour that into the blender. And then I'm going to add about a tablespoon of simple syrup to my blender. And then I've got 2 cups of ice that I'm just going to pour in there. Now, I'm going to turn this baby on, and just give me one more second. It's nice and smooth, so you just want to make sure you blend it until you get a nice slush consistency. You can also make Frappuccinos too by just freezing your leftover tea into ice cubes and then making it that way, and you don't lose any of the flavor from the ice cubes. So, but I'm just making it the fast way tonight. So, hopefully this is good. I'm spilling a little bit. Oh my gosh. All right, let's check it out and see. I should have a straw. I have a straw over there, but I'm just gonna drink it this way. That is really nice. That's a really nice Frappuccino, nice and fast and easy. So there's lots of things you can do with your leftover tea. Don't be afraid to play around with your tea and make some fun drinks. It's not just for hot drinks. You can make cold drinks. You can flavor any kind of fluid in your baking to change your flavor. I've added it to my pancakes. I flavored my pancakes. I've flavored different muffins and baking. There's lots of things you can do to play around with tea. I've also actually made butter, flavored butter with my tea. But yeah, so don't be afraid to play around. So anything that you have a recipe, if you want to do baking, for example, you would just put your steeping sack or an infuser into the amount of fluid. So you measure your fluids for your recipe and you put your tea leaves in there and then you let it steep for at least 2 hours and then you're gonna have a different flavor for your baking. But yeah, so there's lots of ways to play around with tea and have some fun. Get creating, and I hope you enjoyed this demo. I hope you guys are having an amazing night. And if you are interested in purchasing anything or the 24 steeps, just make sure you let me know, and I would be always, of course, happy to help you out. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments. I hope you have an amazing night, and I will chat with you again tomorrow. Take care.